All right, good evening, everyone. All right, if you can hear me loud and clear, let me see you send a chat to me in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. Tonight promises to be great. Let me use that word. It promises to be great. Okay, so if you can hear me, please can you just let me know you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear. So I need comment in the chat box. I need comments. I need comments. I need comment. If you can hear me, all right. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. So I need feedback, okay? I need feedback. I need feedback. I need some feedback. All right. It's a great evening. It's a great evening. All right. Thank you, Joseph. It's a great evening, and it promises to be great tonight. And tonight is Get Started Summit. Okay, I'm excited to be your host tonight, and also to be the one anchoring this session tonight. All right. Um, Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I do not take this opportunity for granted. Thank you for joining, everyone. Do not take this opportunity for granted. All right. Okay. Thank you. 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 All right. I can hear you. All right. Thank you that you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so tonight we're going to be going deeper and deeper rather into the topic before us tonight, and that's breaking inertia. All right, breaking inertia. We're going to do justice to that. We'll start today, then we'll wrap up tomorrow night, also 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Make sure you keep a date with us tomorrow night, also, so that we do justice to quite a number of things. So let's get started here. Okay, right. Breaking inertia. That's the topic tonight. All right. And I don't know if you remember the story I posted. Okay, if you are on my Facebook group, that's the Philippa Bola mentoring program from where we are streaming now, and all of my social media platform, particularly on Instagram. I posted something today about a story of someone who said, "Who pushed me?" Okay, who pushed me? It's a story of someone who said, "Who pushed me?" Okay, so I'm just going to read the story out so that you can have a little basis of what we are here to do tonight. Okay, so a man had one very beautiful daughter. When the daughter was ready for marriage, the man sent news around town that all eligible young men should come and compete in a test, which would determine who will fit to marry his daughter. So he sent out messengers to go out to just, make sure that the whole information spread around town. And the information went around town. And on that particular day where the test, the exercise will be performed, all were set. The able-bodied men came out in their tents. Some came with paper, with biro, others came with cutlass and sword, whatever thing that will make them look as if they are man enough to get married to the beautiful daughter of a rich man. Then when every one of them they were set, then the rich man took them to his swimming pool and addressed the men. And he said, any of you who can swim from one end of this swimming pool to the other would marry my daughter. That was what he said. In addition, he said, I will give that particular person $15 million. Not just $15 million. I'll give this person a car, a house, so that they can start life well. At least give them soft landing on how to start. So he said, I shall be waiting to meet my son-in-law, my prospective son-in-law, at the other end. And he said, good luck. All the young men were very excited. They were excited at the proposition and all that, and they start taking off their shirt, they start, try to prepare themselves to jump into the pool. In the midst of that excitement, helicopter just hovered around the pool and dropped alligators and crocodiles into the pool immediately. When all the men turned back and they saw the alligators and the crocodile, being dropped into the pool, you know what they did? They start putting on their wares again, and they start murmuring. They felt disappointed. That's crazy. Let's see who is going to marry this girl, who is going to spare his life or sacrifice his life to enter this pool with these alligators and with this crocodile. All of a sudden, in the midst of that grumbling and all that, they had a heavy splash in the water in the pool, and everybody looked around in amazement. What happened? What happened? They saw a gentleman, swimming across the pool, all right, trying to avoid the alligators and all that. It was a life or death matter. So he was just trying to avoid the alligators and the crocodile. And he got to the other side. Finally, when he got to the other side, the rich man could not believe what he saw. Then he asked the young man, he said, name anything at all. Name anything at all, and I'm going to give it to you. And this guy was just panting uncontrollably, was panting. And when he finally regained his senses and all that, he made a request and he said, show me the person that pushed me into this pool. So him jumping into the pool was not something he wanted to, but somebody pushed him into the pool. And it was a life or death stuff. And he had to, survive. And he got to the other end of the pool. Now, the lesson from this story is that if you remain at your status quo, at your comfort zone, you will not get anything done. But you need the needed push, all right, to get to your desired haven in life. So every one of us needs that push in life, okay? So I'm just going to start by, let's look at what is inertia. What is inertia? What is inertia? All right. Now, if you could see this ball, you see this ball here. You see that, okay, a ball is on motion here. And another one is static. So that talks about, give us a good definition of what inertial is all about. And inertial is taken from the first law of motion, Newton's first law of motion. If you're a student of physics, you will understand quite well what we are trying to talk about. So we're going to break that down very, very, in a simple form so that everybody will be able to understand what we're trying to talk about today. That's breaking inertia. So Newton's first law of motion, what does it say? It said that an object will remain at a point of rest until an external force acts upon it. So that ball you saw or you're looking at right now will remain at a point of rest until a force is being acted upon that ball. Either it's static, a force needs to act upon it for it to move from point A to point B. And if it's in motion, a force also needs to act upon it to change the direction. So we all need that force to move up from point A to point B. Or if we are moving in a linear form, to change direction, we also need another force to be applied to change that direction. So an object will remain at rest or at a static point unless acted on by an unbalanced force. And also an object in motion will continue with that constant speed or in that same direction until an external force or unbalanced force act upon that object. So that's what Newton's first law of motion says. And that's what inertia is all about. That something will remain at the point of rest until a force is being acted upon. Or something that is moving will continue to move at a constant speed until An external force act upon it to change the direction or to increase the speed. So I want us to look at this and use it in life's application. That you as an individual, you will remain at a point of rest until a force acts upon you. If you look at this, the slide I showed here just now, you'll find out that, okay, let's call you this guy here in color blue. This guy here in color blue will remain at a point of rest or at a static position until something external, a force, act upon it. And we're going to talk about that force. Because we can be at status quo, we can be at our comfort zone, but we need a force to act upon us, either to move us from point A to point B, or we are moving at a pace, at a constant. We need a force to act upon us to be able to change what? To change direction. So that's what inertia is all about. Now, so what keeps us at rest or what keeps us at our comfort zone? When something is at rest or when we are at rest at our comfort zone, when we are started at our comfort zone, there are different factors that causes that to happen. And number one is what? Procrastination. What tends to keep people at a static point, what tends to keep people at a stationary point is what is called what? Procrastination. And what is procrastination? You delaying what you're supposed to do for the now, you delaying it for tomorrow or for the future. So procrastination has been proven as one of the factors that keeps people at their comfort zone or keep people at the status quo or keep people at the point of rest. So you being at a point of rest or at your comfort zone, you're not moving at all from point A to point B. One of the reasons why you are at that point can be as a result of what? Of procrastination. Procrastination has kept quite a number of people at a static position. And that's why they don't want to get the needed push or the needed pull, which I'm going to come and talk about very shortly. So procrastination is one of the things that keeps people at a static position, at a constant position. They are not moving forward. They are not going backward. They are just static. That is procrastination. So one thing also that makes people to just be at their comfort zone is good family background. Okay. You have a dad that left cars for you, left houses for you, left quite a number of things for you. You are comfortable. You are in that comfort zone. You don't want to make the needed push. You don't want anybody to push you, and you don't want to push anybody. You don't even want to dream at all. You are contented rather. You are comfortable with what you have. You are comfortable with what was left in your account by your parent. But for you to move from that point to another point, you need to push yourself. Something needs to pull you out from that comfort zone. So one of the reasons why people are at ease, let me use that word, at ease, is procrastination. And the second one is good family background. Then the third one could be likened to a good life. So I have a good life, I have a good job, I have a good pay at work, okay? My salary is constant. So what else do I need? I'm comfortable. They are at that pace. They're moving, but the movement they are making is at a constant pace, but they are not accelerating. They are not changing gears. They are not shifting gears. They are not making the needed curve and making the needed diversifications in life. So these things listed here: procrastination, good family background, good life, good job, good pay, and all that. All these, among many others, are things that keep people at the comfort zone. Just like the story that we I talked about and I posted about this particular guy that somebody pushed into the water. Every other guys, they rejected the offer. He himself rejected the offer, but something pushed him into the water. So they were comfortable with their life that, no, I'm not going to marry the rich man's daughter. Will I risk my life with the alligators and with the crocodiles and all that? They were just comfortable with their life. Now, the place of comfort is good. That is where we call the survivor mode. The survivor mode is a place of comfort in the sense that you have a good job, you have a good life, you have a good family background, you have a good pay and all that. That is comfortable, but that's the survivor mode. But you are not meant to be a survivor mode in life. You need to transit. You need to move ahead, all right? You need to take a step. You need to move to the next level in life. If at all you want to break records in life, okay? Having a good job, having a good salary, coming from a good family background and all that, those are comfortable. But remember, the job that you got, somebody pushed himself or herself to start that job so that you can get employed. So if you are just comfortable with the job and not aspire or dream to become also employer of labor, you are not breaking inertia. You are not breaking from that comfort zone. You are not breaking from that static zone. So what I'm here tonight to do for you and to challenge you is to give you the needed force, the needed push that you need so that you can launch into the deep, you can launch into the deep blue sea of life and make things to begin to happen in your life. Because you are not meant to be at the survivor mode for long or for life. You need to transit. Everybody will start from the survivor mode. Yes, good and fine. Survivor mode, is it good? Perfect. It is good. But there's something called better after good. And there's something called the best after better. So my assignment these 2 days, at the end of this summit, at the end of this webinar, is to push you, is to launch you into that destiny, into that place you ought to be in life. All right? So what are the forces that act upon us? Remember what we said, that an object will remain at a point of rest until a force acts upon it. So what are the two kinds of forces that act upon us as an individual or act upon an object? There are two kinds of forces that act upon an object or act upon an individual. Number one is called push. And the second one is called what? Pull. All right, so if you are with me, I want you to type push and pull. Two kinds of forces that act upon us as an individual. Number one, push. Number two, pull. All right, so if you are there, quickly, so that I know you are following me quite all right. So quickly type push and pull. All right, I need you to quickly type push and pull. All right, push and pull. If you can do that quickly, I need to get a feedback from you. Push and pull. All right, push and pull. All right, I need to get that feedback so that I know you're following me. All right, push and pull. All right, push and pull. Now, so let's go to the word push. Thank you, Peter. All right, thank you, Peter. All right, thank you, Peter. So let's go to the word push. There are three major things that pushes men in life, which I'm going to talk about. Three major things that pushes men in life. For you to get that push that you need to move to move beyond the comfort zone, there are three things that you need in life. And apparently, there are 3 M's. Let me call it the 3 M's that you need in life. Number one push that you need in life, you need men. You need men to push you to that glorious destiny. And when I talk about men, I'm talking about different categories of men in life. Where I am today is as a result of men who have pushed me to some certain extent to where I am today. And where I'm going to be tomorrow is as a result of men also who are pushing me and constantly nudging me, pushing me to do great things and to do great stuff. So what I want to talk about here is that don't ever underestimate the power of men in your life. Everyone needs men in their life that will push them to achieve the things they ought to achieve in life. Everyone. Irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your status in the society, irrespective of your background, your educational background, your financial background, whatever background, everyone needs men that will push them. And when we talk about men, all right, we talked about, all right, people who believe in you. Because somebody rightly said that the currency that we spend in this present world are relationships. Relationships are the currency that we spend in this world. All right, that you can get a car half the price, all because you know someone that knows somebody. You can meet with the president, all because you know somebody that knows the president. All right, so you cannot underestimate the power of men in this present world. So one of the forces that will push you in life is the force of men. Is the force of men. When you surround yourself with men of like passion, men who have the insights, who have the foresight to where you're going and all that, men who can interpret your dreams, men who can amplify your voice, men who can articulate that your dream and give it a precise meaning, men who can point towards its direction and say, this is the way that you should go. So we all need men. Men. They are forces to be reckoned with upon the planet Earth. As a matter of fact, nobody can deny the fact that where they are right now, there was no input of any man or any woman to where they are today. You can't tell me that. Everybody needs men behind them to do one thing or the other. To move from point A to move to point B, you need men around you. Surrounding yourself with men. Men in form of mentors, which we're going to talk about much later. Men in form of mentors. Men in form of instructors. Men in form of interpreters of dreams. Men who will help you see your vision in a clearer mode. Men who have gone through the lane, the path you are treading on. They can guide you and give you more like a guide to what you're doing, to where you're going in life. So one of the forces is that man. Then the second one, money is a force also for you to push yourself. For you to push yourself to the next level, you need money. For you to propagate that agenda that you want to accomplish, you need money. So money is a force that is reckoned with, that we need to reckon with to push us to the next level. Money. Money. We talked about men. Now it's about money. It takes money to put all of these things together. It takes money to put anything at all together. Nothing just comes for free. Anything that comes for free does not have value. But anything you invest in is a thing of value. At the latter end, it's going to bring value out. And the next one I'm going to talk about here is machine. Machine is also a force that we need to push us to the next level. When I talk about, I'm talking about gadget. I'm talking about laptops. I'm talking about lights. I'm talking about phones. I'm talking about tablet. I'm talking about any instrument, any tool, any technology device. All right, any technological device that can amplify your voice, that can take you from point A to point B. Those are devices, those are machines. They are a force that you need to reckon with. All right. So we talked about men, we talk about money, we talk about machines. So those are the things that can push you, because everyone needs a push. So you need a force of push to get you to where you're going in life. So let's look at the second force. The second force talks about pull. It talks about pull. So what is pull? So I mentioned here, or highlighted here, 3Ds or pull force that will help you to move from point A to point B. And the one D under pull is what is dream. Your dream is what is on the inside of you. You will note that, yeah, at that push, that all of these things I mentioned, the men, the money, the machine, all of these things are external things that pushes you. There are things from the external that pushes you. But when we now come to the pull, there are things that are internal that pull us towards our destiny. There are things that pull us towards our destiny. And the number one thing that pulls us towards our destiny is dream. Is dream. So if you are not dreaming, I dare you to dream. I dare you to dream right now, because you remain at status quo. If you don't dream, you will still be at the same level. You will be at the point of rest until that dream comes alive on the inside of you. Until that dream comes alive on the inside of you. And not just about dreaming, it's also about what? Desire. What is desire? That burning desire on the inside of you. That sensation, that thought of what you're dreaming about overwhelming you. Then you've converted your dream into a desire. Because if there is no desire, there's not going to be pursuit. Anything you pursue is as a result of what you've dreamed, then it has overwhelmed you. It has turned more like to a fire burning on the inside of you. That is desire. So how well is your desire? What are you desiring? I know you have a job. I know you have a car. I know you have a house. I know you have good gadgets. I know you have quite a number of things. But what are the things that you are desiring? What are those things that are burning on the inside of you? That's a force that pulls. That's a force that pulls. The burning desire on the inside of you is a force that pulls you from point A to point B. And the third D talks about decision. Decision. Dreaming is an aspect. Desire is an aspect when you pursue. Then decision is when you make up your mind that this particular goal, this particular target, this is what. Let me give an illustration. Or let me ask you this. 3 birds were on. 2 decided to fly. How many birds are still on? 3 birds are on a tree. 2 decided to fly. How many birds are still on the tree? But Bunny has an answer to that. Quickly answer that. Just typing in the comment section. Quickly answer that. If anybody has an answer to that. 3 birds, 2 decided to fly. How many birds are still on the tree? Anyone who want to answer that? Box right now. Anyone who want to quickly answer that? All right, so while I wait for them, so fly, how many birds still remain on the tree? 3 birds still remain on the tree because upon it. So there's a place of decision and there's a place of you taking action. If you read the Bible very well, you look at the story of the prodigal son, where the prodigal son said, it proposed in his heart. I said, Father, that was a decision he made. And if you check, the next thing he did was that the Bible says, and he arose. He took action. So it's not just in dreaming, it's not just in desire, it's not just in desiring what to do. Action to do what you ought to do in life. So, 2 forces that act upon us. The force of push, that we need men to push us. We need men. We need money to push us. We need machines to push us. Then we talked about the force inside of you. It talks about your dream. It talks about your vision. It talks about what you want in life. But when it has turned to a burning desire, then you now decided. Then on the push, the pull, and all that, you need to take action. Because I can push you to do something, but I'm not going to be with you for life. You also need to take action. After your mentor, your instructor, your interpreter, your that is around you, that you're surrounded with, give you the needed guideline and all that, you also need to take up the baton and do the work yourself. Push comes in forms of men, the push comes in form of many, the push comes in form of mansion. Now, I'm able to project this to be visible as a result of all of these devices in front of me. Push. Then the pull talks about something on the inside of you. Because if you don't have a dream, if you don't have a desire, and if you've not, no matter how anybody pushes you, you're not going to achieve anything in life. So what you're going to achieve in life is, as a result, is pull on the inside of you. From the dream, from the vision on the inside of you, from the desire you've made in your heart on the inside of you. That's where it starts from. The pull, the force, the pull has to come from within. You need to envision. You need to see what you want to accomplish in life and all that. By so doing, you are setting the building block on how to break inertia, break from your comfort zone. So you need to dream. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 30, all of your goals into long-term and short-term goals. All of those things are pulled from the inside. All of those things are dreamed from the inside. All of those things are desire from the inside that you need to make. I want all of those things are done, are in place. Then the push, then you know the direction you're going to. I know that when men comes in life, we're in three forms of relationship in life. We are either relationship with superior, relationship colleague, then relationship with our subordinate. We're in three forms of relationship in life. And this man I'm talking about, it encompasses all around the three forms of relationship. We need mentors, we need people who are going to push us to where we're going in life. All right. We need our contemporaries, our mates to talk. All right, that we can talk to, that we can liaise with, we can open up with, and all that. In as much we need somewhere where we need people who look up to us. All right, because there's a Chinese proverb that says if you call yourself a leader and nobody is following, you're in life's journey. You have people who look up to you also. Of man, the force of push is the force of money. The force of push is the force of machine. Amplify our voice to make us do things that we cannot do ordinarily, to make us do things we can. It makes us amplify, it makes us visible to the global world. But remember that the pull has to come on the inside of you in forms of desire. It has to come from the inside of you in forms of desire, in forms of dreams, and in forms of your decision. Action that you need to take to make sure that all of this happens. So two forces that act upon us: the force of push, the force of pull. Those are the forces that act upon us. Meant to live forever at the survivor mode. We're not meant to live at status quo, to live at the comfort zone. You can live at status quo, at comfort zone. That is good and fine. But if you want to make relevance or make impact in life, you need to break loose from that comfort zone. Because there's more to you. There's more to me. I have a purpose. I have a calling that is hanging over my life, that is being bestowed upon me by divinity, so that I can deploy it to humanity. So all of this, if the force of pull and the force of push is not acted upon, beyond the pull, a supreme force that need to act upon us to shift us from point A to point B, and that's the force of divinity. Inasmuch the pull comes from the inside of you, the push comes. There's a force that comes from above, and that's from divinity, and that's from God, that launches us into our life. So anything that keeps you at the same point, you need to review it and break loose away from all of those things. And how you can break loose from all of those things: or pull, the force of push, and the supreme force, that's the force of divinity. That's in our lives, the God factor. The God factor. Like I said, I'm just trying to lay a first day so that by tomorrow we'll build on all of these things, and we add flesh upon flesh, flesh upon. Also, let me add to it tonight that if you don't have a burning desire to be great, if that burning desire does not consume you, that when you're in the bathroom, when you're in the office, when you're driving, you what you want to do, you want to jot down things about what you want to accomplish in the next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 5 months, whatever the timeline or the time frame or the time range is and all that. If there is no burning desire, I tell you, there's nothing. Tell you, even if anybody push you to do anything, it's just going to be mission. So a burning desire must come on the inside of you. That vision, that dream must burn constantly. If it doesn't burn on the inside of you constantly, then you are not ready to make headway. You are not ready to desire. Desire is like a flame. It's like something. It's a burning sensation on the inside of you to accomplish a particular task, a particular goal. If that desire is not going to come afterwards, because after desire is pursuit. So what do you see yourself in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next, what do you see yourself becoming, or what do you see yourself doing? If there is no burning desire on the inside of you, I tell you, pursuit is not going to status quo. I want to be greater than my parents, and I believe also your heart desire is to be great. But if you want to do something extra, you need to put the extra effort. You need to put the extra effort so that the result can show. So what are the extra things that you want to do? The extraordinary result. Was it not Zig Ziglar that said that the proof of insanity is and expecting a different result? You're on the same line, moving on the same line, you're moving in the same with the same speed, and you're expecting a different result. No, if you need a different result, here. So that's how life works. So desire. You need to desire that you can make it a life. You need to desire that will come what may, right? You want to be great no matter what life throws at you. If life throws quite, pick up yourself again, rise up again, and do the impossible. You will not know what you are made up of until you are faced with that mountain, until you are faced with that, know that you have the ability, the capacity, and the capability to achieve great and mighty things in life. Is what you need to set in motion. You need to go back to your first love. Distractions in this world right now, quite a number of distractions in this present world right now that want to desire of yours, that your vision, that your dream, but you need to decide on the inside of you. In spite of the economic situation in this country and all that, that you need to that point of victory. You need to get to that journey. You need to get to that desire haven that you want to become in life. Desire. So how big is your desire? It's your desire. What is the temperature of your desire? Is it burning at a high So what desire do you have? So all of these things need to be put in place so that you, and once that pull comes on the inside of you, I bet you, my brother, nothing that you cannot achieve in this life without a burning desire. Without a burning desire. Doing right now is as a result of burning desire that have been on my mind for quite a number of times. So desire, until it burns you inside of you, it overwhelms you. Get the needed push from mentors, from books, from things, from people around you, from communities and all that, so that it's what you are meant to do in life. So what are your desire? What are your burning desire? What are the things that you desire? All right? Them and put them down. Okay? Itemize them and put them down. All of those things will serve as a building block to you breaking life. So let me do a recap of what I said earlier. I said point of rest until an external force act upon it. And that external force will look different type of forces. We'll look at the force of pull, push, and I added the other one, which is the force of divinity that act upon us. So the force about your dream, your desire on your inside, talks about the decision that you've already made, that this is what you're going to do about it. Then that is when the push will come from man. That's when the push will come from. Money takes the form of its container. Money in the hand is road. Money in the hand of someone who is useful to use it. So money reflects who carries it. Money reflects who handles it. So when you've desired, you've dreamt, and you've decided, that is when men and money can grab. That is when you can even use devices, machines to amplify for you to go global. All of these things are in place. I tell you, there is nothing that, because you need to move from point A to point B. Moving from point A to upon the force of pull need to act upon you rather. Then the force of push also need to act upon you. Force of divinity that act upon you, that's the God factor. When the grace of God comes upon someone who has nothing as a basis, all right? So your men around you, you are the things that will launch you to your glorious destiny, all right? Whereby we have the force of divinity up, we have the force of pull here, and we have the force of pull. There's a pull on the inside of you in forms of desire. There's a push from man, and also there's the God factor, the divinity comes together. There is no how you can remain the same and be at a particular position. All right. Now, having laid all of this foundation, what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, I'll go a little bit, give you a, is how to push yourself to the next level, and also how to pull yourself to the force of push and also using the force of pull. the force of push and using the force of pull. How you can use these two forces to the next level. That's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow by 9 p.m. Today, just to lay the foundation, and also we are building upon the blocks on how to push yourself to the next level and how to pull yourself. That's what we're going to be talking about primarily tomorrow. So I want you the links to your friends and family, those who are not online tonight, and those who are going to watch the replay. Or we have a larger house to talk to more audience and all that on how to pull yourself to the next level using the two forces, the force or pull. All right. So that is that. That's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Peter, for that word, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, thank you. All right. Thank you for joining tonight. All right. So comments so that I can wrap up. Let me see some comment coming in. Let's see some comment coming in. Let's see some comment coming in. We can wrap up for tonight. All right. We're going to be and the force of pull tomorrow. How to use the force of push to move to the next level and how to use the next level. Remember, we said that another external force act upon it. There are two forces that act upon. That's the force of push, the force of pull, and a force of divinity that comes upon one, making it a triangle. When all of this is complete, I tell you, there is no how that you will not move from point A to point B. There's no how you cannot change the course of your life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.